it's William, and if this is the first time coming across our channel, a year and a half ago, I was informed by Robin that she sold everything we owned. So what did I do? I talked her into buying a 2023 Riverstone Legacy 39RK FB. Then we needed a truck to haul it. So Robin picked out a 2023 GMC Sierra Denali 3500 110 dually. Then what did I do? I started a YouTube channel. We call it the Riverstone Life. Why do we call it the Riverstone Life? Well, we live in a Riverstone and now it's our life. Let's get to our intro. And yes, I'm still by myself, but Robin made it through her surgery great. She's with her parents, just taking it easy. Next week she'll be back with me in the truck, so that'll be awesome. Hopefully this surgery did everything we prayed that it would do, you know. And I want to thank everybody out there that has sent us messages and asked us about Robin and how she's doing, and you know, everybody that was pulling for her to get through this. So that was awesome. It was just great. So I want to thank everybody that did that. Also, I want to talk about the last video we had where we talked about our income for 30 days, the real numbers. Yeah, that video did really good, at least for what we think is really good. It did really good. So I want to thank the guys out there that left the page-long comments. Now, I don't agree with your comments, and I don't have to, and that's what's great about YouTube, is because we can all have our opinion, and if we don't like somebody, we don't subscribe and we move on to the next channel. And if you think you can do it better, then you start your own YouTube channel. But because of those comments that they put out there, they just kept that video going and going and going, and that was awesome because we picked up a lot of subscribers. So if you're one of the people that subscribed to the channel because of that video, you're awesome. And you know what? Because of people like you is why me and Robin get to do this channel, and we just want to thank you. So let's get back to what this video is about. The video is about the load board. And the load board has a lot of work. So if you're thinking about getting into this line of work and you've invested all the money, like I did, getting your truck all set up, and you're going to your class, or you've already done it and everything, the work is there. So that's something that I didn't know when I got into this, and I was just hoping it would be there. But I also knew that I wasn't totally relying on this. So if I made a mistake, I could, do some of the other jobs that I do and survive it until things picked up or got better. So, but today is Sunday. On Friday, we get a message through the app telling us they have over 600 loads. So I thought, okay, that's normal at the end of the month. Starting to be the first of the month, they'll always add a lot of loads. Now, not 600. Last month it was 400. This time it's 600. But they tell you this because they close down the lots at midnight, Sunday night, tonight, and then they reopen them about noon on Monday. So they tell everybody so you can go pick your loads up on Saturday or Sunday, so you're not dealing with that. But I was surprised to see 600 loads. But okay, today I go and click on this thing because I guarantee you they dispatched a lot of loads. A lot of guys probably picked up yesterday. A lot of guys probably are picking up today like me. But I just checked it now, and when you go to the load board, there's 400 and, let's get this right. Outbound has 423 loads right now on outbound. And then you've got towaway, and towaway has, let's see, another 233. So there's almost 700 loads, there's almost 700 loads in there right now, not to count all the ones that they dispatched already. So that's a lot of loads. So I just thought that we would talk about the load board because I haven't done this yet. And some other things you need to know about that load board. You cannot dispatch your own loads until you have 25,000 safety miles logged with the company. Once you have that, then you can dispatch your own loads. So right now you have to just call into a dispatcher, or like me, I just pick the load that I want and then I attach it to an email and I send it that way, and then usually within 10 or 15 minutes they tell me if I got the load or not. So that works for me. On these two particular loads that I'm doing right now, that didn't happen. And the reason that didn't happen is I picked a load going to Alabama because I wanted to go down there and check our RV and stay there for a couple nights before I had to head back for Robin's doctor's appointment. But I sent that to her and she came back. She says, William, you can't do that load unless you pick another load. And I'm going, what? Well, when you look at the load board and under specifications, if it says pair, that means you have to pair it with another load. And you have to pair it with a load that is highlighted in yellow. And the reason they do that, she didn't tell me this, but I just, by looking at this, I figured it out. That load is going south. Well, if you want to go south, you have to do one of the other loads. And I'm sure the reason they do that is because most people start this job, they just want to go south all the time and not have to deal with snow and roads and cold and all that stuff. So if you want to load going south, you got to grab one of the loads highlighted in yellow. Now, there's nothing wrong with those loads. They're just loads that haven't gotten done, and they need to get them done. So if I would have had extra time, there was one in there going up to Wisconsin that I wanted to go do anyways, because I wanted to go up there and pick up some more cheese curds, because I like getting fresh cheese curds. If you're a cheese curd guy, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you won't understand that. But I wanted to go, I would have done that, but I didn't have enough time to do both of those loads and do what I needed to do in Alabama and get back for Robin's appointment, new doctor's appointment. So I couldn't do that. But by calling in, she's like, well, what do you got going on? I said, well, I'm going to run out of hours, so I can't do too much, but I need to be in Pennsylvania for Friday. She said, well, I got a load that is going to Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, where you like to go all the time. It pays $958, but then you can grab another load right there and take it to someplace in Virginia, 133 miles away. And normally I wouldn't do that because that load only pays $200 and some dollars, but she told me that they added an extra $200 to it, so it's going to pay $400 and something. So basically, I'm going to go do a day and a half's worth of work and make $1,400 and some dollars, and then drive an hour and be back to Robin's parents, and that worked out perfect for me. And I have enough time on my logbooks, so that was a bonus. That's a plus right there. So it all worked out. I didn't get to go where I wanted, but they made it work. So a lot of times calling the dispatcher and telling her what you want to do is probably the best thing. But if you want to work the load board's there. So, you know, and another thing too that's really weird about this is you can't dispatch loads out of Indiana until you get your 25,000 safety miles, but the reload board will let you dispatch your loads. So like when me and Robin went out to Washington, we actually dispatched our own load coming out of Oregon going back to Utah, and I was able to do it all on my own. I just hit the button, told them what day I'd pick it up, accepted it, their terms, hit it, and within, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, I got the email with the job, and then I put it over in the app right away, and that was pretty cool. So I'm sure they do that just because, you know, it's hard for them to control all those other loads, but I mean, maybe it's because it's not, you know, if you're trying to dispatch loads going down south and everything, you know, they want to have a little more oversight over that, you know, maybe, I don't know. But that's just some of the things. So if you're getting into this lifestyle like me and Robin do, where we like to travel around the whole country and experience different areas and use some of this RV transport money to support that, you know, that whole lifestyle that we want to do, and you want to go down south and see family, make sure you leave yourself enough time to grab one of those other loads and actually do that first. Now, I'm not sure in the summertime when the weather's warm across the whole United States, maybe that doesn't apply. Maybe it won't say pair anymore, and then you don't have to worry about that. But if you're doing it this time of the year like I am right now, just look at those specifications over there. It'll say pair. It'll leave you some other stuff. Usually it'll just tell you if it's a light load or other things like that, or a rush load or an ASAP load, something like that. It doesn't, and that's why I guess I've never really noticed it until this time when it said pair. I was like, pair? I mean, I know I can't haul two at the same time, but yeah, pair means you got to pair it with another load. So hopefully that stuff was all useful to you. But there's plenty of work. I don't see any problem with work, the load board, and I guarantee you, if you're not going to work for Wave and you're going to work for Indiana Transport or Horizon, when I'm going down the road, I mean, I can count 20, 30, 40 of them a day coming down, going the opposite direction with their little tags on the side. So it looks like there's plenty of work. Now, I know that other guys have told me it slows down in July and August. That makes sense. So you're going to want to, you know, work around that, watch for that. But that, you know, is the end of those things. These things should already be at the dealers being sold, and and you know, be working on the next year's stuff. So that makes a lot of sense there. So watch it there. But other than that, anybody that has come across this new channel, well, not really a new channel, but the new part of this channel with the RV transport, and you've subscribed or you've emailed me or I've talked to you on the road, you guys are awesome. You know, this channel's more than just that. You're gonna, so you know, I hope it doesn't bother you and you're gonna come across some of our videos notifying you, and they're notifying you about our RV life. But you might like that, because you might do this and then you might sell your home and do what we did and go to that next level. And I think that this RV transport is a lot better business if you can take your home to the areas that have a lot of work and make it where you've got a higher profit. And the reason I know that works is I've already met guys out there that do that. They take their RV where they want to stay, and they work their job around that, and they move their RV, and I think that that's awesome if you start doing it that way, because that's the way the way we're set up is with family and where our RV is, so we can cut our expenses down because we have some place to stay, you know, 60-70% of the time, where we're not paying hotels, and that's how we're making this work. So if you're coming across this channel and you live way out, I don't know, let's say Texas, because if you live in Arizona, you can do California loads, and you can do other loads coming out of those other areas. But if you live in Texas, you're pretty much, you know, I don't know, I would think that's kind of halfway from where the loads are being dispatched out west and where they're being dispatched in Indiana. And if you go and drive yourself there and come out and grab a load and take it back, and it pays $1,200, and you go home and spend a night or a day and then drive all the way back to Indiana, you're not going to be able to make that work. You're going to have to be going out on the road and spending more time, or have family around the country, places to stay, or have your own home that you can move and take with you to make that really work. At least that's just my opinion. And just remember, I'm new at this, but what I've learned talking to other people, and what I've learned doing the lifestyle we're doing, and what I've learned from watching other channels, the ones that have lost money and not been able to make this work, they've had that kind of situation. So just remember, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you like what me and Robin are doing on the channel, subscribe to the channel. And for the guys out there that like to leave those page-long comments, I love when you do that too, because it just pushes this video out to more people. But if you're rude or I don't agree with you, I probably won't comment. But for those ones that leave those great comments and stuff like that, we try to make sure to comment to everybody out there as fast as we can. With Robin's health issues right now and me working, you know, we're doing it as fast as we can, folks. So bear with that. We don't forget you. We definitely don't forget you. This channel is came a long way in the last year, and it's because of the people that subscribe to the channel, and it's because of people like you. So,